Hi, I'm Tiffany Peterson with the Lighthouse Principles, and this video is specifically for the Sales Summit Teleseminar Series participants. This content is a follow-up to our call the other day, Class 4, that covered the pain equals purchase philosophy, the key to making money in any economy. And this concept that I'm about to share with you came up on that call as we were dialoguing through the power of addressing and selling to pain. See, keep in mind that no matter what your product, service, or business is, you're solving problems or pain for people. And that's more often why they're buying from you than any kind of need of luxury, feature, or benefit. That's my dog Jeeves. So Jeeves says hi. So David Sandler has once best said that no pain, no sell. No pain, no sell. See, pain is the leverage of what motivates people to change and what motivates them to buy. Yes, there are pleasure emotions that come up of why people are buying things also out of pleasure. But when you think about, ask yourself, which emotion is more strong for you? Is it pain? Is it pleasure? It's always pain, right? So finding the ways through our questions, the series of asking good questions, throughout this entire series, we've talked about the 5 gates, we've talked about mastering the art of good questions, and on call 4, we talked specifically through the pain probe. All that scripting is there for you on that call. So here's the visual that I wanted to share with you that came up on call 4. And I encourage you to all write this down and keep this for yourself in your own office where you can reference it frequently and see it, long after this series is over, that you can remind yourself that, oh, that's right, if I don't have pain, then I don't really have the leverage to move forward for a sale. One thing that I always say is I don't talk price until we've talked pain. Because see, price only becomes a valuable point to even discuss if they have a sincere need that they're looking to address. So whether you're a professional organizer and that person's pain is in clutter and not being able to find important documents, or perhaps you're in relationships or health and wellness, perhaps you're a life coach or a business coach, or perhaps your business is that you run fitness gyms or you're in healthcare. Whatever your business is you're solving pain and problems for people. And again, into that pain language is focusing on what's their pain before we talk price or before we talk details or commitments of having them move forward with your product or service. In my experience, it's almost as if I'm earning the right to discuss my products, services, or offerings. I'm seeking first to understand before I'm understood, or as you've heard me say in an earlier call, diagnose, then prescribe. So I'm diagnosing pain. Because see, again, in this model, so what you can see here is these are the focal points. And option A, the focal point is on the pain. Option B, the focal point is on the dollar that it would require for them to address the pain. So I always want to focus on having the teeter-totter, if you will, or the scales tip to, that I'm focusing on finding their pain. Those are, again, those questions that are on that call, like where are you the most out of balance? How is this affecting you? How long has this been an issue? What do you think it costs you to continue to have that clutter, or to struggle with your health, or to be in a situation where you're not really connecting or building your business as fast as you'd like? Whatever it again is that you sell, those are great questions of where are you out of balance? How long has it been an issue? How's it affecting you? What's it costing you? Those are all pain-driven questions. You see, as a prospect, if your pain is high, you will do whatever it takes. You'll find the money, the resources to create a solution to that pain. And that's what you all are. You're not salespeople. You're solutions providers. And so as you're providing these solutions, but again, the solution only comes once we've found the pain. So if the focus is the pain and then getting out of the pain, it's not focused on the dollar amount. It's focused on the pain and getting out of or addressing or healing that pain. Now option B, this model B, that if the pain is low or we're not really discussing pain and we're just trying to sell, that means I'm just showing up and saying, hi, how are you? Here's what I offer. I think you should buy, right? Versus diagnosing first, then prescribing. This model is if you have people often saying things like, well, how much is it? And they're asking pretty quickly, or they're asking or saying things like, well, I don't know if I can afford it, or, money's tight right now. People always find money for their must-haves. Must-haves. That's why, again, I say focus on pain over pleasure, because pleasure can be deemed or seen as a luxury. So if this is the case, for some of you, you're thinking, well, maybe if my price point's just lower, I get more business, and that isn't the case. What needs to be higher is your pain level with your prospect of what they're feeling. So here, even if you have a low price point product or service, it's irrelevant. And I've seen it throughout various organizations and people that I've coached over the years, is that even if they were selling a product for $10, $9.97, they still wouldn't have people buy or opt in. You know why? Because their pain level wasn't high. So the focus is on the dollar amount rather than the pain. When pain is low, sales are low. Pain equals purchase, always. I hope this has been incredibly helpful for you in your business. Again, I've loved having you on this series. Our final call is coming up Wednesday, August 31st at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard, 11 a.m. Pacific, and 12 p.m. Mountain Standard. And you'll have all your call-in details emailed to you if you don't already have them in your inbox. If you have a question for me that you'd like to make sure that gets into this series, or a concept or a topic you'd like me to address, go ahead and email me, and do that quickly so it gets into me before our Wednesday call. Thanks again for watching. Again, this has been Tiffany Peterson with the Lighthouse Principles, and thank you again for participating in the Sales Summit Teleseminar series. Remember, no pain, no sell.